To finish off the coding for your coloring book, we need to make the slider work, the spinner work, and make it so that you can touch your screen and add a dot instead of just coloring with your finger making a line. So the first thing we're going to do is on our designer view, go to your spinner, and then we need to mess with the properties of the spinner. We need to tell it elements from string and selection, and these two things have to match. This is going to be the different sizes that you choose that your line can be. I'm going to pick 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. And then I'm going to put that same thing in the selection. 1, 3, 7, 5, 7, and 9. All right, then I'm going to go to blocks. And this is what I have so far. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to choose my canvas. Now inside my canvas, I'm going to look for the code about touching it. So just touched, when I touch the canvas. Okay, I'm going to move this stuff out of the way. Zoom in a bit. So anytime I touch that canvas, if I put my finger down, I pick it back up. I need to call my canvas to draw a circle. So it's purple. Call canvas, draw a circle. Just like we did when we dragged it, we have to kind of hover here. And I'm going to tell the center X to get X, the center Y to get Y. My radius is where my slider comes in, because I want my slider to control how big that radius of the circle is. So I'm going to come over here to slider, and I'm going to tell it to get my slider 1 thumb position, which is light green. Put it in here. And this last one for fill, right now I have it set to true, which means it's going to make a filled in dot. If I set that to false, it would just make like a ring and the center would still be clear. So now I have my slider and my dots all coded at once. Now I'm going to get this canvas one dragged back. I need to control my line width with my spinner. So I'm going to pull up this code, go over to my spinner, and I'm going to look for, oh, sorry, I have to go to my canvas because I'm telling it to get my line width. I'm going to go and I'm going to find set canvas 1 line width, which is right here. It's dark green. It's going to go above the draw line. If I after the draw line, it doesn't pick it up until after I've already started, and it would make my line change as I draw instead of when I just connect it. And then I'm going to go to my spinner 1, and I'm going to find my selection index, which is light green right here. That. So now when I test my app, if I change my slider as I move it across from the 1, 3, 5, 7, or 9, I'm going to change the size of the line that shows up. If I use my slider, the circle will get bigger or smaller based on how far over my slider is. And some of you might notice that when you go to use your slider, it is a little picky because it's tiny. You can mess with these values to make it easier for you to see it. Like I'm going to change my width. Right now it's at 15% because that's how big the vertical arrangement is that it's in. So I'm going to change that vertical arrangement. That's at 20% now. I'm probably going to make my slider be at least that 20% as well, because the wider I can make that, the easier it's going to be for me to use my slider. By the end of class today, all of these should have the artistic looking paint colors that you chose. You should have a title up here that is artistic and matches the theme of your coloring book. These 3 buttons should be your coloring pictures. And all of your codes that we started together should work. So each of your paint colors should be coded. Each of your picture clicks should be colored or coded to match whatever that picture is supposed to be.